Greetings, fellow investigators, and welcome back to our video podcast, Into the Darkness, where my friends and I play the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. I'm your host, Tom Rayleigh. The campaign is Spawn of Azathoth. It was written by Doc Herbert, and our game master is John Hook. This is episode 15. Our recap will be given by Holly Buto as her character, Edith Thomas. So without any further delay, let's continue our journey into the darkness. Holly?
It's been a very strange day. Dr. Long of the Tuesday Night Academy arrived today with a very strange assortment of friends. Mr. Cordova has a very odd manner about him, and I don't think he is quite in his right mind. And Dr. Saladin spoke openly about using drugs. But they are friendly, and it's nice to see new faces. Mitri and Vasily seem to like them well enough, and their credentials recommend them. And they've been kind enough to help me with Sylvia. She's been acting very strange. Hank said he hadn't seen her in a few days and she left a bill unpaid. When I went to check on her, she was loading crates of produce into her truck, and I know she lied to me about what she was doing with it. Could this have anything to do with the meteor shower a few days ago? The fire watch said that while there was evidence that something fell, they couldn't actually find anything. Sylvia was definitely headed in that direction with the produce. She left behind a map with what I believe is her destination. Dr. Long and his friends have offered to go with me to try and find her and possibly see if something fell the other night. We ran into Mother in the woods, and she was very cagey and secretive about what she was doing, and she was trying very hard to get us all to leave the area. What are all these strange noises we keep hearing? I don't think I've heard anything quite like it since I've arrived in Montana. And I think I heard Dr. Long's friends mention something about an albino man. Wait, I think I just heard Mr. Cordova and Mr. Cuthbert screaming. What on earth has happened?
Awesome. Yes, what on earth is happening? Zebedee, Cornelius, you see this huge hulking creature with a horribly scarred right side. Half of his skull is denuded of flesh. You see the open bone eye socket. You see horrible blistering and flesh that's been stripped away from the right arm with huge boils all over the flesh. As it stands there roaring at you, before you have an instant to do anything, it takes its left arm and it swings around powerfully, striking a tree with such force. A tree is falling at you guys. I need you both to make dodge rolls.
Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. 86.
Cornelius, you duck out of the way, and you are only going to take 2 points of damage from limbs and brush that hit you. Plus, you were kind of on a rise, so now you're kind of rolling down into the faux ravine that everybody else is in. But poor Mr. Zebedee Cordova, you are struck full on by the tree and limbs, but only take 5 points of damage.
Yeah. That's a major wound, isn't it? Yeah.
Oh,
5 wounds.
Well, make a con roll.
Is it half?
If was it half or more of your existing hit points?
Yeah.
Okay.
That is because my existing's only 7. So.
All right. So how was your con roll?
I succeeded.
Okay. Yeah. It seriously hurts, but it was not a major wound. But you probably heard something break or could be bruised. Who knows? Zebedee, I need you to make a luck roll for me.
Okay. What the 92.
Okay. No, that's fine. I'm keeping track of something here. Okay. Everyone else in the ravine, you're only 35 yards away or so. You heard that weird noise, and then suddenly a tree is felled, and it's really hard to see because of the darkness, but it's almost like the something got a slightly darker in a darker area, but a tree fell, and you hear both men, Zebedee and Cornelius, yelping, and you guys do see Cornelius kind of tumbling down the rise that they had been on, and he's tumbling down into the ravine not too far from you guys. What do you do? Sylvia,
oh dear God,
Sylvia is near you, Edith, and she's like, God damn it, get those boys out of here quickly.
I'm gonna run. I'm gonna go to Cornelius.
Yeah, I'm making my way into the direction.
Mother, stay there. Just stay there.
Okay. Cornelius, where Zebedee? Zebedee, are you okay?
Be careful. There's a tremendous beast out here. It just pushed this tree over on us.
Bear? What?
I don't know. I just got a quick glimpse of it. It looked giant, like a huge ape. It was burnt, and it didn't look happy.
A bear couldn't push over a tree. That's ridiculous.
There certainly aren't any large apes here.
Not in the United States.
I'm going to start going up the hill towards Zebedee. Or up.
Yeah, we're heading towards... Well, I can see where Cornelius is.
And you can hear, it's not like he's unconscious. You can hear Cornelius, or you can hear Zebedee moaning and assuming crying for help. But he has been pinned by this tree.
From my position, and since I guess I'm nearby Zeb, do we see the big creature, or has that just disappeared?
If for Cornelius, you look in that direction, you don't see him.
Okay, and is Zeb in the direction of where that creature was, or?
Zeb is exactly where he was. He failed to duck out of the way, and a tree pinned him to the ground. Okay,
so I'm going to maneuver over to Zeb and try to help him perform first aid.
Okay, he is pinned under a tree.
Okay,
help us move this tree out of the way.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We need help up here.
How big is the tree?
Let's get some of these lower branches where
small tree could weigh
get some
2,000 pounds.
Who all is attempting to help lift the tree?
We need a lever. We need a lever.
It hurts.
All right, all the men.
Yeah,
all the men are helping to lift.
I'm going to go back to Sylvia. Yeah.
If we get around the roots will still be out of the ground. It'll be an angle of some kind. If we get near the base, we can shoulder it enough, at least, that we can scramble out or be slipped out. We don't have to move it.
Be careful, though. If it suddenly rolls in his direction, he's going to be crushed.
Is there?
With four members attempting to lift the tree, I'm going to try and make this a little simple. I need all four people to make strength rolls. I need at least two of you to have hard successes.
Just 90 is not a hard success.
I failed. I'm not
just
in
a
shape.
standard success only.
I'm trying to roll, but there's a kitten that won't let me get my dice.
Damn you, kitten!
It knows. It knows I'm due.
If Professor Baxter can get an extreme, maybe.
No, just a regular success.
Oh,
what would it take to? How much luck to make it a hard?
Oh,
I would. It would take 12 in my case.
And for me, it would take 40. Oof. No. 34. It would take 30. It would burn all but 10 of my luck.
Well, then we need to get a lever or something to give us extra.
Or maybe. Is there a sharp, hefty branch we can sort of dig the soft soil out from under him and maybe kind of remove him from underneath as opposed to lifting it up?
Oh, okay.
Is that possible?
Yeah, that's possible. If you want to try digging under, again, it would take probably a group effort to do this, and I would need at least two of you to have standard successes.
Oh, with the strength?
Strength test, yeah.
Oh, well, I got a 3 that time.
Here we go, digging. 93. I'm progressively getting worse.
90.
Don't hurt yourself, Dr. Long.
Dr. Long and Dr. Zeno just
Cornelius?
really useless.
Oh, I succeeded 28. So
Okay,
woohoo.
well then, with the diligent efforts of Professor Philip Baxter and Cornelius Cuthbert, you are able to successfully dig under and retrieve Zebedee. He seems to be in real bad physical shape. In that time, Edith, Sylvia has jumped into her truck, fired it up, and has wheeled it around so that it is close to all the action. You know,
we have to get Zeb in the truck.
She's cruel, but not that cruel. So she whips around, bringing her truck around to be used as an ambulance.
I'll help get Zeb into truck.
Yeah. I climbed up the ridge. Like, come on, my mom's got the car. Let's go. Come on.
Before we move him, can we tell if something's broken? Leg, arm?
I'm not that kind of doctor.
Yeah, someone would have to. Yeah, someone would have to do a medicine or first aid test.
I'm real good with first aid. May I perform?
Sure.
Yes.
Okay. There we go. It's a standard success on the first aid.
Okay.
43 out of 71.
Yeah, it looks like he has most likely cracked, if not broken, several ribs.
Oh, geez. Oh, Zeb. All right.
So let's carry him carefully. It's not gonna hurt. It's not gonna feel good.
All right. Yeah, I'll just sort of. All right, help him. Yeah, help him get to the truck. Do we have a nice place to put him out in the truck?
The bed.
Lay him flat in the bed.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. Okay, I rush back to where he was pinned to the by the tree and look briefly around the grounds.
Give me. It is since near midnight. Give me a spot hidden with a penalty die.
All right, wait a minute. There. Oh, darn it. No, fail.
You don't seem to find anything.
Cornelius, we have to go.
Okay. All right, let's go. Come on, Zeb. All right.
I don't understand, Professor Cuthbert. What happened?
Well, there was this big creature. It looked like a giant ape. It must have been at least 8 feet tall. It was huge. Zeb and I both saw it clearly. And we might have startled it. It swung its arm and it crashed this tree down. I'm guessing the tree must have had some rotten roots to come over so easily. But still, it was horrific.
There are legends, American Indian legends about a creature called a Sasquatch.
Oh, I've heard of that. Yes, that could have been it. It was horribly burnt, though. It looked like fresh wounds. Almost wondering if it had anything to do with the impact.
The meteor?
Maybe. I don't know.
We need to get out of here. We need to get back to Edith's truck so
we need to get him to a hospital or to a doctor.
Cornelius.
Yeah, Zeb, we're getting you help, Zeb.
No, come closer. I need to whisper something in your ear, Cornelius. Is the book okay?
Did you lose the book?
What did you do with the book?
Look in my jacket.
Okay, all right, so I'll look in the jacket.
The jacket pocket is empty.
It looks fine. It's fine. There's nothing to worry about, Zeb.
I am psychology. I'm too obsessed about that book. I have to.
You may be too much in pain. Dr. Baxter, I'm sure that
Failed anyway.
Edith's mother knows more than she's saying, obviously, about what's up here.
From the sound of things, this large and powerful creature is a vegetarian. Maybe a raw foodist.
So you guys are in the truck. Sylvia is driving. Who's in the cab with her? Edith, I assume. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Anybody else with Edith in the cab with Sylvia?
I am.
Okay. Dr. Saladin. Yes, Cornelia?
I'm staying in the back with Zeb. I'm by his side
Okay.
the whole way. I'm going to make sure he's taken care of. He's going to be okay. You're going to be okay, Zeb.
All right.
Somebody should walk back to our truck.
It's on the way, I think.
Yeah. Sylvia
so we'll
will
hop
end
out
up
on the
driving
way.
right past it. So
Yeah.
she'll see it and slow down. And does anyone want to interact with anybody?
Hey, I want to
Between
talk
now-
to Sylvia. Yes.
Okay. What do you want? All right. Go ahead.
Look, Mother, a man nearly died. Now, will you tell me what is going on here? One of my friends nearly died.
Edith. And she's just, hands white knuckled on the wheel as she's driving downhill in the dark. Lights are obviously on, but she's driving downhill, off-roading. She's like, there are some people who needed my help, and I'm doing what I can to help them. I don't think you would understand.
How did the Sasquatch get injured? I am sitting right there.
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
And so Sylvia, kind of does this bug eye as she looks at you. She says, I think they found whatever that was that fell from the sky.
There's more than one. There's a tribe?
Just shut your mouth. She drives in the dark.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. She makes it to Edith's truck.
I'll just get out. I need to see this vehicle back to the observatory anyway, but the
Okay.
rest of you want to keep riding on? Well, I don't know. Sylvia might kick you all out.
I think I'll come with you. My goodness, your mother has a mouth on her.
Zeb, is it possible, Sylvia? Is it possible? Zeb's really busted up, and moving him around's not good. Is it at all possible to get a ride straight to the nearest hospital? We'll pay for gas, whatever it takes, whatever compensation you seem to be appropriate. I'll be more than happy to make sure Zeb's okay.
Yeah, Edith knows the way better. Why don't you just go ahead? He's fine. Transfer him over to Edith's truck, and Doc Peabody can see you down in Garrison.
All right. Okay. Can we do a makeshift stretcher to make sure he moves as little as possible with all of the broken bones?
We don't have that kind of.
We just
time,
have to
do
move
we?
him ourselves very carefully.
I
just
will,
wanna cause any more
Cornelius, I will let you make a first aid roll to see if you can move him without inflicting another 1 point of damage.
Get a 90, you throw him over your
Oh,
shoulder.
I
and
did
you
it!
jog
Did a
him.
005 for you.
All
sir.
right.
That 005 for you.
Thank God I'm only on 2 HP. Jesus
So
Christ.
you were able to transfer him from one vehicle to the other without inflicting any additional damage.
Can I do first aid to help at least stabilize and maybe prop him up a little?
Sure.
Oh, perfect. Okay, please. Something good. 28. That is a hard success for helping bandage him up.
Regain 1 hit point. And you guys are now all able to go to Edith's truck.
All right.
You're gonna be okay, Zeb.
Before
Hold on.
driving away, Sylvia looks at Edith and says, "Girl, you just stay out of this. Keep your business on the observatory."
We're trying to help. I am your only child, Mother. I'm trying to help you. I'm trying
to help you. I want you to stay safe. Stay out of this.
Miss Thomas, we do need to go.
Okay. Have a good evening, Sylvia.
Mm-hmm. And she gets in her truck and leaves.
Yes, Cornelius. Come closer again. please.
Well, I'm sobered up.
I feel slightly lighter. Are you sure the book's okay?
I'm pretty sure it has pages. Just you rest. You really need to focus on just resting and staying still.
I trust you, my friend.
So,
That will
Edith,
probably-
do you wish to drive them into
Yes.
Garrison?
I'm going to turn to them and say, I feel very shaken up. Is anyone a very good driver? I don't know how well my nerves are going to get us down this.
I don't know how to drive, so.
Well, I'm an okay driver. I'm pumped a little bit.
You're down a leg, Cornelius.
Oh, that's right. I keep forgetting.
Just coast.
Never mind.
Coast down
I'll
the
I'll
hill.
drive. That's fine.
It is downhill. Should be fine.
That's fair.
I have base drive.
Do I need to drive auto?
You do not.
Okay. Plus.
Is this your car or is this Dimitri or
I could say it's hers. It's yours.
okay. Because they've been using it, haven't they?
Oh. Unsurprising.
Well,
All
as
right.
quickly as possible.
So you guys head down to Garrison for Doc Peabody's place. So it's a very small town, clinic. Wouldn't even qualify as a hospital. It's a converted house, and Doc Peabody, it's actually is also his personal residence, right? So he lives on one side of the building, and then the other side is the public clinic. So he's available at all hours if need be. And so you guys come wheeling in at about 1 a.m. and Doc Peabody starts doing what he can. And so he gets he gets some bandages and stuff wrapped around him. He does a pretty thorough examination. And he gives some medicine to Zebedee to make him sleep and have less pain. So Zebedee is conked out in the hospital, in the clinic bed, and he tells you guys that he's going to need to sleep. He's pretty busted up, but as long as he stays off his feet and everything, he'll recover on his own. But this was pretty bad. He probably should get back and be in a regular bed somewhere. But that'll be for tomorrow. He says you guys can go home and come back tomorrow afternoon, and I can discharge him into your care. But he definitely needs to take it easy.
So is he going out of Zeb's air shot? Is Zeb already conked out?
Yep, he's already out. He's already asleep.
All right. So doctor, there's no, he's not going to be able to wake up in the middle of the night. He's not been himself lately, and I think he needs a vacation. He's sometimes a little delusional just recently, and I want to make sure he doesn't sneak out at night. You don't think he's going to wake up from the sedatives, do you?
No, he should be fine. I've treated men with shell shock before, and he should be fine. He should be out enough to where he won't even be bothered by his nightmares. But
that's wonderful. Do you know, is there a place nearby that you would recommend to help him? He's occasionally has these bouts of shell shock from the war, and he's going through a rough time, and I think he could really benefit from, I don't know, at least several days unplugged. Is there anywhere you would recommend not far?
Well, I mean, there's a hospital in Helena, but that's a ways away. That's closest we got. We don't have much out here.
Yeah, we might just have to take that as our next step. Thank you so much, Doctor.
My pleasure. All right, you guys go on home, and you can come and check on him tomorrow afternoon. He should be fit enough to travel, but definitely needs a long rest. I'll have a prescription for him, so to take care of the pain.
Thank you.
Cornelius, that was an odd expression you used. What is Zebedee supposed to be unplugged from?
Oh.
Life support.
Just getting he needs a break. He needs a break from all of this, Dr. Long.
Yeah, well, part of me, I'm a little grateful that he lost that book of his out in the woods. I don't think it was doing him any good.
But that's still an important book that might have several clues. We should go back during daylight and try to recover it.
Which
Not
book
for
did he
him.
leave in the woods?
I don't know. He was carrying this book around with him, wasn't he?
Was it the Book of Ibon? Was it something else?
It was
I don't know. Cornelius?
He was obsessed with that book.
Yeah. It was. Did we ever get to see the title of that book?
Yes, you knew this is the one he had for a while. It was Book of Ibon.
Okay, yeah, this is a Book of Ibon. There could be many answers to some of these puzzles in it. I think it's important for us to get it back. We just can't let Zeb dive back into it just quite yet. He needs rest. He needs to be away from this sort of thing.
I don't like the idea of that book being out in the woods overnight. What if it rains? That's almost impossible to replace.
But do you want to go back there tonight, Baxter?
I don't particularly want to meet one of Sylvia's friends. Did you get anything out of her? This, I assume, is truck talk as we've left the clinic.
Dr. Saladin mentioned a Sasquatch?
It's an old legend, a hairy ape. Well, they wouldn't have called him Ape Man.
It's not a legend. Zeb and I saw this. You look at me. I'm not losing my mind. I saw this gigantic ape. It was pretty clearly outlined in the moonlight. It's not like I couldn't see it at all. It was there. This thing's real. It pushed that tree down.
Well, obviously, Sylvia was out there bringing it food. She said she got quite upset when I said the word tribe. She did imply there was more than one.
She did, yes.
I also think that she implied that it was injured by whatever fell out of the sky. So I think going back there in the daytime. I mean, if Sylvia can interact with them, I don't know why it wouldn't interact with us.
Well, if there are such animals out there, Zeno, I'm sure they become much less friendly when they're injured. I mean, we don't know exactly how Sylvia knows about them, if they do exist, and how long she's been interacting with them. She could have known about them for much longer, for a long time before this thing fell.
True. I mean,
whatever it is.
If she was feeding them, I
mean, hard to believe. Perhaps.
Did it look as though it had been injured by a meteorite?
Well, it was burned. It was heavily burned on one of its sides, face and side of the body. It looked pretty injured.
John, I've been here in Montana for a few months now. Have I noticed any weird patterns in Sylvia's behavior in the months past, or is this very much just recent?
She has seemed this weird the entire time that you've been here. So she's been elusive,
right, and
keeps making excuses to not have you come visit the ranch. Yeah, she's just been really evasive.
Right. She's been this way for months.
So yeah, if Cornelius is accurate in what he saw, these creatures could have already been known by Sylvia. She could have already have some kind of rapport with them, a relationship, so they trust her even after their burns. But I mean, you saw the hostile reaction, obviously, to Cornelius and Zeb. in the manner that
Well,
it
we
attacked
didn't
them.
see it. They saw it.
Yeah,
Right.
we might have startled it. I don't
It
know.
might have been as
looked-
frightened as they were.
Yeah, it was really injured, and the injuries looked.
It did not
crap.
pursue the attack. It seemed to be trying to get away.
It would seem the strength of the thing is tremendous. There's not many things that could knock over a tree.
Oh, question for the keeper. From the image shown of the beast, it looked to be very big, like ballpark. Was my guesstimation 8 foot tall, like about right?
Yes, and you felt like that was possibly a conservative guesstimation, but you didn't want to sound completely crazy.
I wonder if the park rangers have noticed anything.
I don't know. We can ask them.
There might be footprints.
We have plans to go talk to the person in the fire tower.
He's one of the rangers. The rangers just man the fire tower. So
yeah, Bob Marshall. We'll see what he has to say tomorrow. But maybe when it's light, we go back. We look for the book, and then we go
and footprints
to the fire tower.
Game Master, do we know what radiation is? What the concept of radiation would be?
I was just looking up Marie Curie's death to try to figure out whether we would realize that it wasn't. Yeah, I don't think we know yet.
All right, so something. Obviously, a huge fireball must have burned the creature. Yes, I agree. We should go back tomorrow and find that book. And I also think that we should not tell Zebedee that we found it. Even if he's psychically linked to me and he's listening to everything that I'm saying. Somehow.
Impossible.
Even though he's
It's remarkable the number of things you seem to believe in, Dr. Saladin.
One must have an open mind. If one didn't have an open mind, scientists would never have discovered half the things that they discovered.
Given my recent experiences, the idea of having an open mind is particularly repellent.
Well, you have special circumstance, of course, but who would have guessed that there was a dream world?
Dream world?
Professor Baxter, couldn't quite hear you.
Dream world, and for that matter, who would expect that one's colleagues and friends would consume one's brains?
True.
Yeah, that's
Edith. Keep up, Miss Thomas.
Well, gentlemen, do you by chance still have any of the draft with you?
How did we resolve that question? Two of us were trying to steal it.
I don't think that we brought it with us.
I think you guys
we spirited it away to our places. But.
You guys had the box that had 10 bottles in it.
And then there were 9. And then there were 9 because one went to the lab.
Yep. So then you had the 9. Then you used 5 of them. So there were 4 remaining. So you had the 4, but I don't think you brought them, unless I'm mistaken. I don't think you brought them to Montana. I think they're still back at Myron Dexter's home. Yeah.
I mean, if only could, a quick field trip to Ulthar would clear a lot of things up for Edith. But if we don't have it, we don't have it.
Miss Thomas, they're talking about drugging you, sending you on a trip.
We're talking about a mechanism that, if it were available, would allow you to understand that we're not as mad as we sound. The recipe, of course, for that is in the book that you left in the forest, Cornelius?
I looked for it. It was dark, and there was a big creature out there. We were trying to get Zeb to safety.
It was Zebedee that brought it with him.
I did not bring it.
That's a fair point.
I was before we left from base camp, I tried to get it and hide it from him in safekeeping for this trip, but I believe he had snuck it out with him.
What did we do with Vermis Mysteriis?
It's still at the observatory.
I left it where I was reading it. I just tucked it under the mattress where I was reading it before leaving. I read it. I spent quite some time reading, like several hours before coming up here.
And now we're probably all incredibly exhausted.
Yeah, so if that whole stay up late, sleep in, and change your schedule, we seem to be well on our way. Miss Thomas, can your mother afford to keep feeding a family of enormous hominids? And what were they doing before her largesse, do you suppose?
Sylvia can barely afford the land she's living on. I can't imagine she could feed in a family of large creatures.
Maybe that's just how she's made friends with them. Does she like to go for hikes, walks out in the woods? Maybe she just stumbled upon them, and then, like I might do with a squirrel, I just give it a little food and get closer and closer.
Or you could just be strolling through a cemetery enjoying some poetry and come across a stranger.
Well, let's get back.
All right.
Get some sleep.
So you guys head back to the observatory? Fantastic. Yeah. Okay.
I make sure that the doctor has our phone number, contact information.
Yes. Yeah. He knows if he needs to reach you, he can use the switchboard to ring the observatory.
Perfect.
Well, use the shortwave radio.
I was just going to say,
he can call the mail guy, who can then radio us.
Yep. All right. Yeah, Buffington, Hank Buffington. I could do it. Okay. So you guys head back up to the observatory. It's pretty late. Yeah, it's like getting close to 2 a.m. And there's a lot of travel lag, and you guys are ready to crash and sleep in late so you can be up late tomorrow, because tomorrow is technically a working day for the observatory.
Probably at the moment, all we can hear is the whole house rattling with the sound of 2 Russian men snoring as loudly as possible.
Quite.
Part of my consideration in choosing the stable, actually.
I think I'll join them. Yeah. Exhausted. Okay. I'm going to bed.
Okay. Now, prior to this this evening's excursion, Cornelius, you had been studying a portion of the Vermis Mysteriis, and you've been able to ascertain some information that you can take this with you as you go to sleep, and then share it, if you so desire, in the morning.
Many times this great body has passed our home, but invisible it goes undetected. Great disaster and catastrophe have preceded its coming and followed in its wake, and many are the sorcerers or astrologers who have foretold its coming by the sign of hairy stars. The passing of time of the serpent people is but one of the disasters recognized and brought home. Mighty Abon perhaps learned his wonders from the remnants of the destroyed peoples, yet know but 1/10 of what they had learned. And they did learn the secrets of he who passes in darkness. I will happily share that with everyone in the morning.
So, come morning time, you guys can hear, you're kind of awoken a little earlier than you really wanted to get up, but you can hear the shortwave buzzing, ringing, if you will, over in the observatory. So it's probably 10 a.m.
I'll go answer it.
All right, Edith, you go and answer the shortwave.
And Dr. Long is here too, isn't he?
Yep.
Right, Long,
Very
you were
rude awakening.
yes, very because it's very loud. It's very loud. So the two of you are in the radio room, and you hear Hank Buffington's voice on the other end. Edith.
Yes, Hank. Good
Edith.
morning.
Yeah,
Yes.
I got a note from the doc. Wanted me to pass it on. It seems I guess I don't quite understand this message, but I guess one of the visitors was brought in, kind of busted up. He seems to have taken off.
Damn it.
So
Right. Okay. Thank you, Hank.
I am out
Appreciate
the
it.
door and I'm getting everybody up.
Oh my God,
I
Dr.
walk
Long.
over and I kick Cornelius while he's sleeping, or like kick the couch. Zeb ran away.
Oh God.
Oh no.
This book, it seemed like it's calling to him. He's really gone off the deep end. He's going to be coming back here for this book.
He's going to be going up into the
Back to the
mountains to
woods.
get the book.
Well, he thinks I have it, but he might actually be drawn to wherever its location is. We need to go get that book now. It's light enough now, right? Outside, you saying
it
like
is.
10 a.m.
It's 10 a.m. So the sun is up. Yeah.
Okay, so we need to just scarf down a quick breakfast and head back. We've got to find that book, and also when we're there, we can look for footprints. A creature that huge has got to at least leave something. Anyone want to go with me?
Of course.
You'll need the truck.
We need to
Yeah.
find
Thank you so
Zebedee.
much, Edith.
It's very important that we find Zebedee so that he doesn't hurt himself any more than he already has.
I'll assume Dimitri and Vasily won't mind my absence for a day while I help the visitors.
No, they have no problem with that.
They are probably going to go back to sleep as soon as this ruckus is done.
They are not pleased to have chaos introduced. They like having visitors, but they certainly wish you were more interested in the observatory and their work. All this chaos is interrupting their ability to sleep and then work.
I'll get them out of the house. Don't worry.
Is everyone going?
Yeah, I am.
All right. All right, Edith, you guys jump into your truck. What do you do?
Well, we have that map. Dr. Long, I'm assuming you still have the map that we found at my mother's house.
Yeah, I think you know where
that
we're going.
we secretly borrowed from your mom's house. Yeah, I still have it.
She'll be fine without it, knowing her. I'd say that would be the best place to know. You gentlemen know him the best, but that would be my suggestion.
So does Cornelius share his musings on the book that he read? The Vermis Mysteriis? Stu?
Cornelius?
Oh, I share.
He's so overwhelmed with fear for his friend that he's gone catatonic.
Oh, sorry. I divulge everything that I've been reading to the entire.
Is the thing you saw in the forest, could it be described as a serpent person? That would be an interesting coincidence.
It to me, from what I saw, it was large, hairy, ape-like. It looked
Baxter, Myron Dexter saw a serpent person.
That's true in the Dreamlands.
Oh. I don't think I saw any there.
But back to the passage of in De Vermis Mysteriis, does it sound like it's talking about a comet, something that passes by in the sky and foretells doom?
And it did.
civilizations have been using the stars to predict all manner of things for years.
Well, and
And
comets
some
usually
people
have.
carry on such silly practices to this day.
And Dr. Long, assuming Cornelius informs you verbatim what he had ascertained from the book, the term hairy stars, you realize, is an antiquated term that in modern language would be a comet.
Comet.
Oh. Yes, so Nemesis is certainly
But
could certainly be what it's referring to, or something like it.
why would history, even though they weren't astronomers, why would they record that disaster follows comets? What if there was something in the tail of the comet as it passed by that rained down on Earth and, I don't know, poisoned people or caused some sort of disaster?
Comets are not quite like that. Whatever Nemesis is, it looks a lot like a comet, but it's not like any comet I've ever observed before. So something like Nemesis, or perhaps the same object itself, could be what they're referring to.
And we saw the doctor bandage Zeb up. I assume he's got a wrap around his torso for his ribs and maybe a couple of other bound sprains sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps we should drop most of us up at the approximate site and then drive to Garrison, because he's not going to get very far.
Well,
Depending on what time he left the doctor's house.
Did they
probably gonna be
stay?
walking?
I mean, he can't be going very quickly in his condition.
How many miles would he have to walk?
Probably,
So
yeah, upwards of 10 miles.
Oof.
And it's uphill and turning, and
He's
some
still
people-
on the road.
unless he was mad enough to steal a vehicle.
Yeah, he could have done that. He was very resourceful. He could go through thick and thin back in the war, even
But don't
under
you-
great duress.
But
Don't you
heavily
think
drugged,
that they
would
would have?
made it very far?
Yeah.
Well, it seems like he's being driven by something beyond our understanding. He seemed to be obsessed with that book.
Well, you can leave some of us up top, and then the other ones can drive along the road and see if you find him. Hopefully, he won't be trying to hide.
He could have hidden more effectively by staying under the doctor's care, and then he would have gotten a ride back up this mountain. But he's clearly not in his right mind.
I'll stay with with Cornelius and look for the book.
No, Cornelius should probably be on the Cordova pickup team, since he's the most trusted.
Perhaps Dr. Long and I can then look for the book.
No, I'm happy to.
Wonderful. If you don't mind, Edith, if I could go with you in the truck.
Yes, of course.
At least three of us should be in the woods. I don't know about what might be there. I would hate for just two.
Well, I thought that anything that showed up, you could fight it off with science. You could simply disprove its existence, and suddenly it would vanish.
I would expect, though, given that Sylvia was delivering her 6 crates of vegetable matter after dark, and that they haven't been noticed by the local population, suggests that these creatures are nocturnal.
Maybe.
Nocturnal, and perhaps whatever injuries they sustained are sensitive to sunlight.
Maybe. We were tired. We were sleepy. We were all drunk. And maybe it was just a person that in the darkness, Cornelius and Zebedee exaggerated.
I wasn't drinking. I was studying the book all night, drinking tea.
And 4 of us couldn't really lift that tree a foot.
I'll go along with whatever everyone else wants to do.
I would think you'd be excited to see another non-human biped.
I've seen so many. I've seen a giant spider.
Oh, I remember that story.
Cannot unsee that.
Just
All right.
surprised I'm not armed.
So you guys are driving away from the observatory, heading, kind of back towards Sylvia's ranch. But then there's that fork where you can either turn south and head towards Sylvia's ranch, kind of keep going forward, and kind of that'll turn towards the fire tower, or kind of make a right, start off-roading and going back uphill towards that ravine and the crash site of the space rock, if that actually happened. And that's where the book supposedly has been lost, and where you suspect if he had made it, where Zebedee's head. So you're kind of at that intersection. What do you guys want to do?
I think we head for the ravine if that's where the book is.
Yeah.
Fine.
Baxter, Long, and I will look for the book.
Right.
And then Edith and Cornelius will go look for the Cordova.
But you're going to drive a little bit to drop you off, so you don't have quite so much of a climb, and then okay. So you're going to drive up towards the ravine for a little while,
Right.
and then stop, and then drop them off.
And
Probably
then head
when the
back to
terrain.
town. Yeah.
Yeah, and we can assume that your truck probably, where it kind of, was unable to make it. That's probably its limitation,
Sure.
right?
Sure.
So you get back to that spot where the previous night you pretty much, kind of couldn't make it any further. And as you get up to that area, you see a motorcycle laying on its side over there, right? Pretty much right where you, had to ditch the truck last night. There's a motorcycle laying on the ground.
He could have
Cuthbert,
stolen vehicle.
did Cordova learn how to ride a motorcycle in the war?
He was very crafty and very able at getting through anywhere in behind lines.
Is it a Harley or an Indian or a...
Sure, it's an Indian.
I think, Cuthbert, you should get in touch with the doctor about that facility in Helena before Cordova gets himself killed. Or...
Oh, there. If we go back east, there's a wonderful place in Arkham. Hear great things about their psychiatric care.
Yeah, he needs help. He needs help. I can't see my friend get any worse. We need to find him and then get him the help he needs.
All right, well, let's get going. Well, the rest of
So the truck won't go. The truck won't go any further north from here.
And there's no point in you guys going somewhere else. So.
Now, if we think he's here, then we may as well help you look as well.
Right. We could fan out and call his name.
That's what
Maybe
I'll get.
Cuthbert in the middle.
Zebedee.
So you guys start fanning out like in a skirmish line and kind of working your way up
towards the place where we lost the book.
Towards the place where you lost the book.
Toward the fallen tree.
I need everyone in the skirmish line to give me a listen roll.
Look, I passed a roll today. 46.
Regular success.
48. A pass.
Fail.
Those
I'm not
with
much of a
a
listener.
those with a successful roll hear kind of not too far over the hill.
Here's something.
Heard it too.
Not too far over the hill.
So everybody just be quiet. Let's see what it is.
Okay. So who wants to go and check it out? Cornelius? Going alone?
No, I'm going, and also Keeper, I'm watching you. And your sudden noises.
Anyone who wants to go and check out the noise, give me a stealth roll.
Oh my.
I'm staying put.
I passed. I blend with the forest.
Oh, do I burn for?
Burn for.
Sure, that's easy for you. Okay, I burn 4 and I pass.
Fantastic. So the two of you quietly and stealthily make your way up to kind of look past a small rise, and beyond the rise you see the source of the noise. You see a large brown bear, and it is on all fours, and its head is like buried in a carcass of a buck. And it's just kind of rooting around, and it stands up, and you can see one of its claws kind of hooks into the antlers of the buck, and as it rears up on its hind legs, kind of raising its arms, its forepaws, the severed skull of the buck is tangled in his claws, and so he rises basically holding this skull of a buck, and you can see his nose actively snuffling the air as he thinks there might be something around. You guys also notice that his eyes, this bear's eyes, have a complete milky white fog over them, and it is just covered in gore and foam from the mouth, and it looks pissed.
Horny, is that what you saw last night?
I'm certain it was not a bear. It stood clearly on 2 legs, and it was moving like an ape, not like a bear. I've seen bears before.
It's kind of dark though. Look at the size of it. We need to be careful. Does it look blind?
Yeah, it looks like it has cataracts heavily or something. I'm not sure.
But it doesn't look like that old of a bear. I mean, it's a full-grown bear, but...
And then satisfied that it didn't catch a scent, that maybe it mistakenly heard or smelled something, it drops back to its all 4 paws, the skull skitters away, and it buries its face back into the carcass and just starts rooting it around. You can see the carcass shifting around as the bear is just violently going at it to consume it.
We need to get some big sticks. We're gonna slink away from it.
Okay.
There's a bear over there. We say to everybody.
Yeah, a bear over there.
Bear
over there.
And he's...
Did you scare it? Did you scare it off?
No, it's eating a big buck, and it's like using the buck's head as a puppet.
Wait.
So the big brown bear's eating a big buck?
That's not normal behavior, is it?
They're scavengers. They'll eat whatever they find.
Oh, so the buck might have been killed by something else?
Could have been.
And it's not, foaming at the mouth or anything like a rabid animal.
Well, I don't know. It does seem blind. Its eyes are milked over.
Wait, because it's also been injured by
maybe. I'm just afraid. Are any of us armed?
I am. I could scare it off with a couple shots.
Or you'll just make it angry.
Well, make sure you scare it in the other direction.
Well, not shoot it. If we shoot it and wound it, it would get angry and attack. But if we just made a very loud, startling noises, that usually would scare them off.
My pistol's down at the observatory. I didn't think we'd be meeting anybody.
They don't like humans, so if it smells us, it'll probably run the other direction. If we make a lot of noise, it'll probably run in the other direction.
Yeah, it most likely will. Yeah, almost.
We could find the fallen tree and the book under it and get away from this bear's territory.
So if we could find Peabody, we were calling out for him, and the bear didn't seem to notice that.
You are not in the ravine yet. You haven't made it that high yet.
Okay.
Yeah, we need to press on.
Bear to get to the ravine.
No, you can go around. It was off to the side a bit. It was just you heard a noise as you were advancing uphill. You checked out that noise. You backed away from it. You successfully didn't attract attention to yourself. So it is possible, if you so desire, to just keep on going uphill. But you never know. You don't know what this is going to do now that it's here. But
remember that it's there. Keep an ear, an eye open in that direction.
Yeah, and don't start the vehicles and then stand around gabbing next to them.
Well, if there was a substantial amount of meat left, it could be there for hours. And then most likely it'll just fall asleep from all the food.
Yeah, but it would probably go to its dwelling and fall asleep.
Yeah, we can keep an eye out for bear spore as well as Sasquatch tracks. Sasquatch.
Giant bare feet, I suppose, is what you're looking for.
Oh, bare feet is one thing. I don't know what a Sasquatch or ape-like
giant human unshoed feet.
Yeah, more humanoid than bear. Well, let's press on. Hopefully we can find both Zeb and the buck. I really want to find Zeb.
Later, perhaps, Dr. Long, we can get back to that tongue twister you were working on there for a moment.
Big bad bear eats the big brown buck.
Yeah.
Big brown bear bites big brown buck.
It makes the big brown bear bleed blood. All right.
You guys continue heading uphill. You make it to the ravine, and you guys can clearly see someone is rooting around in the brush where the tree has fallen.
Zebedee.
I'll head on over straight away.
Zeb, due to your injuries, you may make a spot hidden roll with a penalty die.
Okay.
You've got to stop screaming.
01.
Whoa.
1.
Now he's going to get a 94.
And a 39. I had to make sure that was a pass because I know I took a hit on the spot hit.
All right.
But it's just by 1. Still a pass.
All right. So just as your friends are coming up and you hear your name being called, there it is.
Just turns around and starts reading.
Man, why the hell did you come out here by yourself? What's wrong?
If I pick it up, I will then probably run away.
No.
Got broken ribs.
Well, I say run, more like
Hobble.
very slowly.
I am a very, very slow man, but I will start making my way after him.
And I can hobble too.
Yeah,
With
Zebedee
my
can't
one
move that. Zebedee might say he's running. He can't move that fast. You guys can easily catch him.
Stay away, you fiends!
Whose
Fiends
bicycle is it, Dr. Cordova? My motorcycle.
What motorcycle?
Does he
The
have his
one that-
glasses?
Probably not.
No, I don't.
Good, he can't read.
Look,
Worry
Zebedee.
about that.
Zebedee, we're just going to take this
No.
and we're going to get you some help, okay?
Let's get him into the truck and get him back
Just
to the
look
house.
me in the eye. We'll be fine.
Zeb, there's a better way. There's a better way you can than this. You can read the book, but we just need you to rest first. It's tearing you to pieces, Zeb. Look, you've got broken ribs. You're injured. You're in a bad way, Zeb.
You stole a vehicle.
You can't have the book. It's no. No.
Let him
It's
keep the book. Just get him into bed.
Yeah, we need to get you to rest.
And you, Zeno, you're a sham. You're a sham. That's what
Am
you
I?
are.
I I think everybody
Well,
knows that.
at least something positive has come out of this. All right, Zeb. Let's go.
But we're your friends and we're trying to care for you.
Wait, what's that up there?
No.
What?
Look uphill. Something's moving around.
Is it the bear?
I don't know. I don't know. I just see trees rustling.
Let's move away. Hopefully it's not the bear. Grab a stick or something.
I'll draw my 32.
Far away from the car.
I mean, you're 10-minute hike from the car.
Hopefully Zebedee doesn't fight us too much. Let's go.
Said
As long as you don't take the book from me, I will follow you.
Okay, come on. There's a bear up here, big one.
Come on, Zeb. So I'll get on one side of Zeb. Hopefully someone else can help me with Zeb. Zeb can keep the book. Just we need to make sure Zeb safely gets in the truck.
Cornelius, you lied to me, Cornelius.
Zeb,
He didn't lie to you. The book is fine. Look, the book is fine.
The book is fine, Zeb. We need you to be safe, Zeb. We want you to live a long and happy life so you can read many more books just like this.
Can we go? Can we go?
We are walking as we're talking.
We're talking.
Yeah.
No, but this book is the only one for me. It calls to me, Cornelius.
Oh, then you can read it several times in a row.
I can get us to the dreams.
You can't. That's.
Isn't that where Bob thinks that the rock landed? Where the noise is coming from? Back there?
Yes, that's where the rustlings come from. If we can go to the fire tower, we might be able to get a better look. But I don't want to stick around and find out whatever's rustling those leaves.
Sure.
I do want to be in the back of the group as we're moving forward, and I'm going to keep looking back in case I catch a glimpse of something. And if it's the bear, I'm going to scream like a little. I won't say it.
When we come back to look for the rock or whatever that fell, we should stop off in Garrison and buy some hunting rifles.
It's like 30 of them.
The book will protect us.
We do have to take that motorcycle back before the sheriff visits. Do you remember anything about where you got the motorcycle?
Just
I don't.
Put it in the back of the truck with us, and then we'll take it back and just say we're sorry.
I remember stealing it.
Somebody will report it.
How do Zebedee's bandages look? Has he started bleeding anywhere as a result of his exertions?
Most of his injuries are internal, so his bandages were meant to just basically keep things from jostling around. And he's doing a very poor job of following medical advice.
Yeah, he's probably.
This is the exact opposite of bed rest.
Yeah, Zeb, we need to get him to a care facility.
Now I can speak to my friend. Yes, my friend.
Bleeding out inside, internally. We need to get out of here quickly.
It's fine. The book will keep me safe.
I mean, it certainly kept you safe from that tree last night. Yeah.
And actually, that's my brother's book, you know.
But it's cause for me.
But were his fancy sunglasses smashed when the tree fell on him?
Right. The sunglasses.
Probably, yeah.
Oh.
Yes.
That's why I've been trying to look at the and not look.
Like, this is part of the problem. He does not have his.
Yes. Yeah.
I see.
Yeah, Zeb, Zeb, you've got a real problem with eyes, right? You just don't want to look at eyes.
That's why I'm trying not to look.
Okay. So you guys make it back downhill to the truck. The motorcycle's there also. Are you loading it into the truck? We're going to say that there's room enough for everything. We're not going to be worried about encumbrance rules. Okay. So motorcycle in the back of the truck. Who all is in the cab? Who all's in the bed?
Okay, get
Edith is driving.
Zebedee in the cab with Cornelius.
Yeah, I'm with
Agreed.
Cornelius.
Okay, so
I mean,
Cornelius.
with Zeb.
All right, so Cornelius and Zeb and Edith are in the cab. Dr. Saladin, Professor Baxter, Dr. Long are in the bed of the truck.
Right. Keeping the Indian from running into us and crashing into us as well.
Sure, yeah. It lays down and the handlebars allow it to kind of get wedged over the edge of the pickup truck bed. So it's secure. It's not going to move anywhere. All right, so you guys are heading back downhill with the truck, and what is your destination?
Should we bring him back to Dr. Peabody, or?
We gotta bring him back. We gotta bring this motorcycle back.
All right, then let's do that. Let's do that.
As
Why-
I'm shouting through the back window.
Oh, on the other hand, we could go back up to the observatory and just call what's his name, the guy at the post office, and say
Huffington.
the motorcycle's up here. You know, our friend is mentally damaged, and we'll return it as soon as possible. Whoever wants it, whoever says that it's theirs.
Look, we could
We're in the
go
country.
back, drop people off, I guess, get Zeb some help.
Right.
And then in the meantime, I can go with Edith to the fire tower. We already have a meeting scheduled. I would hate to miss it. Get a better look at what we're dealing with.
All right.
How long of a ride is it to Helena? Is that like
It
four,
took us
Hours.
4 hours?
hours.
Yeah,
hours.
I mean, we need to do this. Zeb's in dire straits.
So you guys are heading back down out of the 4x4 portion of the drive. You've made it back down to the rutted, roughly roadway, if you will, this far off the beaten path. And so you can, from this perspective, as you're heading downhill, you can make a left to go to the observatory. You make a right to go to the fire tower. You can go straight, which would be basically adjacent to Sylvia's ranch, and then follow through if you so choose to head to Garrison. So what is your intent at this intersection?
Should we take Mr. Cordova back to the doctor?
Not yet. You just now came.
Yeah, no, I'm asking the.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought
know,
you were
I-
asking me.
I
Apologies.
don't think the doctor was going to do anything more than he could. Let's take him
Yes,
back
no.
to the observatory and put him to bed.
Well, if we can get him to bed, I wonder if we should take him to Garrison, get him sedated again, and then think about how to get him to Helena.
Yeah, he needs help.
We could call, if there's a sanitarium in Helena, we could call them and they could send the patty
I'm not deaf, you know. I can
You're
hear
in
you.
you're in the cab of the truck. These guys
Yeah, we're
are
in the
talking in the
back.
bed.
Okay,
Oh yeah, that's right. I'm up front.
sure.
He needs. He's a danger to himself. He's a danger to us. He's who knows what he's gonna do.
We need to get him into a secure facility before he runs somebody over on a stolen motorcycle or smashes into a tree.
Well, consider me selfish then. I'd rather not ride for 4 hours in the back of this truck.
What
Could you
about-
drop me off?
What about the police station? They can secure him in a cell until
Oh,
did
that
steal a
seems
vehicle.
rather.
well,
Harsh for us,
until no, I don't mean have him jailed. I mean while he is, so that he can't escape. He's
He
run away
has-
once.
He's run away and committed a crime.
Yes, so
This is
my point
not-
is until he gets help from Helena, maybe we contact them, they send somebody, we have the police detain him until they arrive. He can't take off if he's in a cell.
He also needs serious medical attention. With all of this commotion, he's probably bleeding internally.
I mean, if one of those cracked ribs pokes something tender, he wouldn't stop climbing the hill.
Yeah.
So what time is, I guess we paused at this juncture and we're like leaning out windows and chatting. What time are you expected at the fire tower?
They just know we're arriving sometime today.
Yeah,
We didn't
sometime
schedule a
early
specific time.
afternoon. I thought we
Mhm.
said because we
Alright.
were going to be up until the afternoon anyway.
Right,
That's when we
exactly.
planned to be there.
So
Okay.
what time? It's about, what, 11 a.m. now, maybe noontime at most?
Yeah.
And Helena is like 4 hours or so away.
From
Easily.
Garrison. Yeah.
So if we got there, checked in, there's another hour.
We still have a rental car in Garrison.
Oh, yeah, good
We're
point.
just going to drive it up to the observatory.
I could bring the two of you to your rental car, Mr. Cuthbert, if you want to bring him to Helena.
Yeah,
But
I would.
Cuthbert can't go alone.
Yeah,
No.
someone needs to
He
drive.
Let's all go to
drive.
Garrison. We'll buy some shotguns and shells so that we can go into the woods, even if the bears are unreasonable. And then you guys can go back to talk to the fire warden while we escort Zebedee to his resting hospital so that
But
he
I'm
can,
fine.
you can read in the comfort of your bed
But I'm fine.
without getting any more injuries.
And you will be fine. You'll be even better than that, Zeb. You're gonna get better, and you're gonna be able to read and have a lovely life. There'll be happy places with happy sounds. And happy.
There's so much cotton candy in Helen, you wouldn't believe it. And no spiders.
But all I need is the book.
And-
would you really abandon me, Cornelius? We're
I'm not-
lifelong
I'm-
friends.
I'm not abandoning you.
He's just
Just-
not a medical doctor and you need more care.
Yeah, and we're
So-
gonna be back. Just
Garrison, guns, you guys go back and we go to Helena. Does that make sense to everyone except Zebedee?
Oh,
Yes.
it all makes sense to me, Mr. Baxter, Professor Baxter.
Very good.
I'm not insane.
No, you've just
Not yet.
kleptomaniacal and have a number of damaged limbs.
For all you know, someone lent me the motorcycle.
For all you know, you built the motorcycle out of spare parts you found because you don't remember this morning, Zebedee.
But
But I'm glad you found the book. I was very concerned about that. It shouldn't be left in the woods.
well, it's mine.
So,
we'll call
Garrison.
We'll call for Garrison.
Garrison.
yes.
So you make the decision and you begin heading south for Garrison. I'm going to say Saladin is 1, 2, Baxter is 3, 4, Long is 5, 6, 1, 3. So Professor Baxter, you guys, the truck just begins to start rolling, and at the absolute last second, you guys suddenly hear a as a Doberman Pinscher leaps, just comes darting out of nowhere. It leaps up at the truck and it bites Professor Baxter and inflicts 2 points of damage, and the body of the dog just like forcefully slammed into the side of the truck onto the bed, and just the head came over and bit Baxter and then recoiled away, reflected off the truck and tore a piece of meat out of Baxter's back of his arm. And you see one of Sylvia's Doberman Pinscher dogs, and it looks mad, enraged, foam coming from its mouth. Its eyes are a solid milky white, and the creature has recovered after physically slamming up against the truck. Also, I need Saladin, Baxter, and Long to all make listen rolls.
Jump.
80. I'm a little bit stunned.
I didn't hear a thing.
My senses are alerted by the giant gout of flesh that I'm suddenly missing.
And the rabies that you
So I
know.
got a hard.
Professor Baxter, you heard somehow through all this chaos, your brain zeroed in enough that you heard the sound of a bone break on the dog as it slammed itself so hard against the truck, bit you, and bounced off. And it recovers. You can tell one leg is basically kind of dangling on the creature, and it leaps again for you guys. What is, for those in the back of the truck, what is your dexterity? And also, Edith, as driver of the vehicle, what is your dexterity in case you choose to make an action in this?
You want to know what it is, or do you want us to roll for it?
What is your dexterity?
What it is. Mine is 50.
60.
And
65.
Phillips is 50 and 55.
65.
65. Okay. The dog goes first. And this time it's going to, again, same numbering because it doesn't have a target. It just wants to randomize. And this time it attempts to leap at Dr. Saladin. The men in the back of the truck are sitting ducks. The dog leaps again, and Saladin ducks out of the way, and it just snaps open air right where Saladin's neck was. And it again falls to the ground and is starting to scramble to try and regain its footing for another leap. What do you guys do? Well, ask Edith. She was just barely starting to get going when it suddenly came rocketing out of the brush and flung itself bodily
Step the
against the
hell on
truck.
the gas.
Yeah. Just slam on the gas and just go.
All right. Give me a drive auto roll.
No, it's a failure.
It's a failure. Okay. You slam on the gas, and you're kind of in a soft, gravelly ground, and the truck, the rear wheels are spinning, gravel's being kicked up, but you're just not getting that forward momentum yet. Gentlemen in the back, do you choose to do anything? Is there anything you can do?
I am going to. Is there a little window in the back
No.
of the?
No.
Never mind.
There's a great big glass pane.
But you can't reach through it.
No, not unless you decide to break it.
All right. Yeah. No. I was going to try to get a hold of my cane that I gave to Dr. Cornelius. But
I
he's
do
gotta
not
be-
have anything to arm myself with. Wait, we still have the digging equipment back here from when we were.
You do. There's digging equipment.
All right, I armed myself with a shovel.
shovel.
Okay.
Yeah. Baseball bat
Shovel.
shovel.
All right.
Is there what's that? A matic? It's got
Matic,
the flat blade on one side and the sharp on the other, so you can.
big pick. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're going to kill each other.
I could buy that.
Yeah.
I could buy that. So you guys basically arm yourselves with weapons of opportunity, which are readily available in the back of this working vehicle. And the
Get away from the edge of the truck bed.
the dog leaps, and again, this time a totally new target, Dr. Long. It leaps at Dr. Long and again bounces harmlessly. Not harmlessly. You can hear another crunch of bone grinding in its broken leg as it tries to bite Dr. Long, and it bounces back. But in the moment when it's up there, you guys can fight back. So
Yep, I'm gonna attack it with a shovel.
go right ahead.
Nope, I poke at it, but I'm 79's not good.
I feel like if it's leapt at him, I'm not gonna try to swing a weapon in a moving vehicle in the direction of Dr. Long. I think this is a defensive weapon.
Okay.
I was trying to keep an eye on the animal, and when it leaped, I was going to try to meet it with the shovel.
All right, go for it. Make a hand brawl attack.
Ooh, 29. Is that a good one? Fighting brawl 35. Yes, I connect. So maybe
Okay.
I'm not much force to it, but I keep it from getting into the
D6 minus 1.
6 minus 1. 6 minus 1.
So 5 points.
5. Yeah.
Okay. And you can hear it. You hear the weapon. It was a pretty good hit. You hear it plunge into its flesh, and the animal doesn't seem to react very much. Edith, what do you do? Try and control the vehicle?
Yes.
Drive auto.
No.
Just a regular fail?
Yes, just regular fail.
Okay. All right. The dog attempts to leap again at Professor Baxter. He smelled blood. He's going to try and get it. Baxter, you can do a fight back if you'd like.
I shall. Oh, a failure.
I have
An
a
80.
I had a successful hit for 3 points of damage.
Oof. You're getting chunks. And then you're going to get the shots later on because you probably got rabies now.
And Dr.
Space
Saladin
rabies.
and Dr. Saladin and Dr. Long may attempt.
Yeah. Same
I've
thing.
lost my shovel. It's a 100.
That time I got a 94, so no.
Gosh.
Jesus Christ.
Yep. Dr. Long, you have thrown the shovel out of the truck. Edith, give me another drive auto, please.
Is Zebedee reading the book?
He's clutching
Finally,
it.
yes.
All right. You finally catch ground. And not only that, the tail of the truck swings and the rear tires just roll over and crunch the dog. And everyone in the back of the truck can just hear it being crushed. And as the vehicle takes off, you get about 10 yards away. Looking back, you can just see that the dog has been flattened by the truck, and it's just quivering in the road with an obvious nearly cut in twain from the tires.
Its eyes were the same as the bear.
Yeah, everything about it's the same with the bear.
Has it?
Baxter, are you okay?
I've taken my tie off to wrap it around the chunk of my arm that's missing, and I'm just sort of I'm gonna need to see the doctor before Zeb does.
Yeah,
I can check you out. I was a pretty good first aider in the war.
Just read your book, Zeb.
I hate to say this though, but if exposure to the meteorite is causing this problem, the dogs weren't with Sylvia, and Sylvia's been up there too. Maybe she's being affected.
Whoa.
That was one of her dogs, was it not?
Yes, yes. And they don't go anywhere without her. So
And we left the dogs back at the house.
Yeah, I was at the house. Baxter was at the house, and Edith was at the house. So we're fine.
What if it's like a disease? Well, she's been more exposed than we have.
Right. But the dogs?
Maybe she took them up there with her the days before.
Was that Daisy or was that Duke?
I think that was Duke.
Philip, let me have a look at you.
I'm a little concerned that Sylvia's out in those woods too. Like, why would the dogs be out there without her?
You guys are right by Sylvia's ranch. FYI.
Maybe we should check on
We
her.
need to arm ourselves first. We need some.
Yeah, I was about to say
shotguns or something.
Professor Baxter is
Let me
seriously
check
injured.
him out.
I'm very good at first aid. Professor Baxter, may I have a look at that?
Please, can we get back to town first? That other dog could be
I'm
anywhere.
also very good.
I think we should just keep going toward town, get them dropped off. We can check on Sylvia on the way back up.
All right. I just wanted to stop his bleeding initially.
We have to send the sheriff up here because there's an outbreak. And we have to be in garrison to do that. Is there a sheriff in garrison even?
Oh, there should be.
There is a county sheriff, and he garrison is not the county seat. So he comes through periodically, sometimes weekly, sometimes every other week. So, but Hank Buffington could certainly get a hold of him.
We need some kind of militia. We got to take care of these animals.
We need to get a message
park
also up
have-
to Dimitri and
We're supposed to speak with the park rangers. That's probably more their jurisdiction anyway. Wild animals.
well, one thing at a time.
I think
We
in the
seem to
case
have-
of a rabies outbreak that is virulent, it's probably everybody's concern in a rural community.
Indeed.
We need to get you medical attention, Philip.
We just saw those dogs though yesterday. Rabies
yes.
doesn't progress that fast.
I saw that they were happy and healthy dogs when Baxter, myself, and Edith saw them.
I think it might be something other than rabies.
Yeah, that's too fast acting.
Well, I hope it's something they have a shot for, because I have had significant contact, and I wouldn't want Myron's sacrifice to be in vain.
Well, if you're lucky, it's not rabies, and it's a toxin from the rock, which you haven't been exposed. Let's just get into Garrison.
That sounds so much better too.
Yeah.
Yes, your idea of luck is very curious.
You might not have rabies, but you might have some kind of weird space disease.
No. I'm saying that you haven't
Face
been
herpes.
exposed. You haven't been exposed to the rock. They have.
We have no reason to think that the Doberman was.
Except that he's Sylvia's, and Sylvia was up there.
But I mean, if the dogs got it from Sylvia, how do we not know that we could have got it from that dog? If it transfers like that.
If it's a
It'll all be
disease.
fine.
Did the Sasquatch was it foaming at the mouth? It was diseased.
Where its
Did I-
eyes glossed over?
Did we see that? We just saw that he was horribly burned and disfigured. Yeah.
The creature that you saw last night was disfigured. Its right arm, its right portion of its chest, the right side of its face was practically denuded down to the bone. An eye was missing. It was pretty horrible, and there were boils in what areas that were horribly
But yeah, it wasn't foaming at the mouth, but it was just.
All sound mad. You're crazy. And we're a bunch of crazy people.
Yeah, we're getting help. And then, here, Zeb, why don't you... Now, Zeb, what did you have for dinner last night? Do you remember at all? I'm trying to engage Zeb in any small talk just to get him to stop reading. And I will not stop as we are going, hopefully, as fast as we can out of here.
Make an opposed. I want the two of you to make opposed rolls. Cornelius, you do fast talk. Zeb, you do POW.
10. No, pardon me, 12. That's 10 plus 2. Fast talk.
I rolled 59, which is a fail on my power, so...
Oh, crud. I don't have anything in a fast talk, just 5. No, I can't. Yeah, I can't afford to spend the 7 luck.
Then he's able to successfully ignore your blathering and stay absorbed in his book.
You're all crazy.
All right, you guys make it to Garrison. What do you want to do in Garrison?
Get him to the rental vehicle. Get Professor Baxter to the doctor.
Okay.
That was really about it. If you guys
All
are
right,
driving all the way to Helena.
the rental vehicle is safe and sound, parked behind Hank Buffington. Hank Buffington let you guys use his personal parking area behind the his place. It's the mercantile. It's also the post office and all that stuff. So it's safe and sound back there. So the car's there, and then you guys can go to the docks.
So I guess we leave Baxter with the Garrison doctor.
Yeah.
If Zeno and Cornelius will take Zeb to Helena so he can get help, and then Edith and I can buy shotguns and go pay a visit to Sylvia and then the fire tower.
Maybe we should tell Hank about the rabid outbreak, and
tell people about the rabid outbreak.
And maybe Zeb should come with me to the doctor and get a little.
Yeah.
Doctor would probably be interested to know about an outbreak too.
Yep.
Yeah.
And drop off the Indian.
motorcycle.
Yeah, because he's both a personal doctor and a animal doctor.
And also the doctor would be aware of Zeb's condition and needing the tranquilizer.
And Hank Buffington is probably a good place to leave the Indian.
It is. It is.
Excellent.
The rightful owner will be able to pick it up.
Just tell
And
them
we
that
can
we
buy shotguns. It's all
pick up
coming
our-
together. Multitask.
All right. We've got a plan. Let's do it.
All right, so well, Zebedee, you have free agency. Do you wish to go and see the doc again?
No.
You have to come with me to the doctor, Zeb. Look at
he
me.
can
I'm
give you
bleeding
something
like-
for the pain.
Well,
This is-
I'm going to roll on my intelligence.
Sadly, he's smart.
Okay, I'm going to go with you. I rolled a 95 on my intelligence. Yeah, I'm going with you.
Fantastic.
Once in a while, those dice work for us.
Whew. A 95 in our favor.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So, Baxter, recover 1 hit point from the doctor's care for you. Zebedee, you do have a tranquilizer administered. The game effects is until the tranq wears off, you have 2 penalty dice on all skill rolls. So pretty much neutering you. So we've done the medical portion, and the purchase of shotguns is easy peasy because that is a readily available weapon with readily available ammunition. So
I'll take a pistol because I do not have skill with a shotgun.
okay, you can get a pistol. Perfect.
I'm getting a shotgun because the base in shotgun is higher than the base in pistol.
But she probably doesn't have base. She probably has a better
Yeah,
pistol.
She has
Yeah,
better,
I do.
more pistol skills. I don't.
What kind of pistol do you want to get?
Do one of those like revolvers.
38.
I don't have the book. Yeah, 38 revolver. I don't have the book right in front of me.
That's
Yeah.
what I have at the
1d10.
observatory. They're pretty reliable.
Yep, it's reliable. It's readily
1d
available.
1d10, 6
Okay.
shots.
Yep,
Okay.
revolver.
That'll be then.
Better
Sounds
than
good.
my 32, which is a D8.
And then shotguns.
And then shotguns. Shotguns are going to be. Well, he has 2 available. He's got a.
20 gauges for women.
He has a. There is a 20 gauge.
Yeah.
Ladies gun, yes, and there's also the 16 gauge.
Go with 16 gauge, I suppose.
Oh, I don't
Okay.
have that on my board. I have a 12 gauge on my board. What is the 16 gauge damage?
The 16 gauge is 2d6 plus 2 slash 1d6 plus
2.
1
Oh, okay.
slash
1d4.
1d4.
Okay.
And it's got 11 shots?
No.
Why does mine say ammo? Oh, no, I'm sorry. I'm looking at the wrong one.
It's a double barrel, so you
Right,
can.
It's got 2 shots.
It has 2 shots.
Function
Alright.
on it. 100.
The malfunction is 100. Mm-hmm.
And
And
the
the,
range.
and the ranges are 10, 20, 50.
Right.
Perfect, thank
And the
you.
cost is only $35.
And that's 20 yards or 10, 20 feet.
Yards. Those are
Gotcha.
yards.
Oh, good. So that's 60 feet. So that's like a good distance to stay in medium range.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right, so we
Did the
purchased.
doctor say anything about shots for me?
Uh,
Or did I just get like bandage,
yeah,
maybe some stitches?
yeah, bandage, yeah, stitches, bandage,
Penicillin.
yeah, a little bit of over the counter kind of medicine.
All right. I'm just worried about effects.
You will not be negatively affected by this. You're
No
you're
space
not
rating.
impaired.
Okay. And so there were only two shotguns available.
2 types.
Oh, 2 types. He has a rack. He has plenty.
Yeah, there's plenty to be purchased.
Oh, good.
Within reason, weapons are available. So it looks like a 32 revolver has been bought. A single 16 gauge shotgun has been bought. Is anything else happening purchase wise?
Oh, I bought a shotgun.
Yeah.
Okay, so another 16 or to the 20?
Oh, a 16.
So a second 16. Philip?
Yeah, I'll do that as well.
A third 16. Okay.
Mhm. I've got the revolver up there, but I feel like if we're going to be in the woods with crazy animals, it's a lot easier to
Sure.
stop it.
And then Cornelius, you already had a weapon, but you're not going to purchase anything else, correct?
Yeah, I had a 32, and all my ammunition's for the 32, so I'm just going to stick with 32.
All right, and so now we've got Zebedee well tranquilized. So now what are we going to do with Zebedee? Are some of you guys leaving to take him to Helena?
I guess I got volunteered, so I'm one of them. Cornelius and I.
Yeah, we might want, I don't know, and maybe one more. If he gets out of the car and starts running, I can't really run.
But I wasn't
That's what
sure
you got
how
the
long.
revolver for, right?
Well, actually, he's sedated. He's going to be wobbling.
He is well sedated.
A
All
fresh
right,
injection, and you've only got 4 hours to go, and probably the doctor can call this facility in Helena and say,
okay.
this guy escaped from my what's the word? From my clinic and stole a vehicle and ran into the woods. He needs to be
he needs
carefully
help.
padded.
Yeah, carefully. All right. And is Zeb zonked out enough to where I can easily sort of slip that book out from him? Or if
Yes.
okay, good. I'll actually be kind enough to him to buy a book of similar size in the store and just sort of slip that back so he can be snuggling a book and sort of having sweet dreams holding a book, but just not that book.
Okay, you have a book of poems that he's
go.
now snuggling.
Now, Zeno, the only reason why I proposed that you also go to Helena because I wasn't sure how long Baxter's wound care was going to take, but it didn't take too long.
All right. I'm the least useful anyways, so you guys have other things you need to do.
All right. So, Dr. Saladin, Mr. Cuthbert, Mr. Cordova are getting into the rental vehicle and heading to Helena.
Correct.
And they will be gone for many, many hours. So I'm going to keep the spotlight with Edith and Philip and Frederick. So you guys have tooled up and you've said your goodbyes, your temporary goodbyes to the other team members as they head off for Helena. What do you want to do?
How does Hank Buffington, while he's counting our cash, respond to the news that there appears to be an outbreak of rabies up by the ridge? That we've seen a brown bear with foaming and engorging itself on a buck.
Hank is like, "Ooh, that is very concerning. I would advise caution and stay clear of any animals that you see that you think could be ill." And he's like, "I will contact the Rangers service and get them informed so that they can do something about it." So, not an easy task because you don't know how widespread the it's been, how spread it is, right? So, but thank you for the information. There's all kinds of diseases and things that go through the animals, and this is certainly not good news. But just be careful and steer clear of any of those animals, and hopefully everything will be all right.
Thank you. And I'm gonna give him a 20 for himself and a 20 for the owner of the Indian to apologize for the inconvenience. Because Hank Buffington is our lifeline.
He's like, oh, well, thank you very much indeed, sir.
Certainly. Thanks to you. I'm sure we'll be seeing you soon.
Well, stay safe. So you guys get back into the truck.
Off to
And-
Sylvia's, right?
Yes, Sylvia's, and then the fire tower.
We
Okay.
can all be in the cab, safe from further Cujo-like experience.
Yes. All right. Yeah, so you guys head back up and you see the turnoff to go over to Sylvia's ranch.
Yeah, let's head that way.
Okay. All right. So you pull up towards her cabin, and you see her truck. You see part of it kind of, behind, but you see a portion of it back there. So her truck is here.
Mm-hmm. Or knock on the front door.
Okay. There is no answer.
I've I've got my 38 I guess in the back of my pants in case anything sudden should happen. Do you think we'll find her around back as we did before?
That'd be my next guess.
I want to keep an ear out for any mad
And-
foaming dogs.
Okay.
And there was no answer to the knock, nor was there any barking.
Correct.
I mean, I guess our best hope is that Sylvia's out looking for the dogs and doesn't yet know that they're lost.
Yeah, let's go around back and see if she's back there.
Okay. You go around back, and the pickup truck is back there, but she's not out there.
Okay. I'm gonna knock on the back door and open at the same time, Sylvia, Are you home?
Yep. Door opens up as you're knocking it, again, not locked. It's a pretty much like, the cabin that you stay in near the observatory or outside the observatory, fairly open. There's, very little partitioning of rooms, and it's not like there's even a restroom in this building. There's an outhouse back over there. So as you open in, the kitchenette is right there, and then the living room is also basically right there. It's just at the front end of the house, and you can see she has one of those, I think they're called Queen Anne, but it's got the wing back, kind of tall chair, right?
Yeah.
Cushioned, right? Tuft. And you can see that she's obviously sitting in it, because you can see just her arm on the armrest of the chair sitting there.
Touch her shoulder. Mother, are you all right?
Okay, so you'll have to come in due to the way the chair is.
Yeah, sure.
You got to come in and come around to it, because it's got some edging or whatever on that chair. And what's everybody else doing?
Wincing at anxiety and drawing my handgun.
Okay, Dr. Long. What are you doing as they go in?
Oh, I'm at the door, and I'm scanning the field. I'm there's still one dog that's missing, and I'm a bit on edge, so I'm trying to get eyes on that dog.
Okay.
But just staying by that back door.
Perfect. And so, Phil, do you go any deeper into the house other than the kitchenette, or do you go all the way in also?
I'm to the point that I can see Sylvia and what is evident of her chair, which is facing, I guess, the fireplace.
Yeah, it's facing
Or
away from
stove.
the kitchenette, so you had to come into the house to come around and see her in the chair.
So obviously Edith should speak to her first.
Okay.
So I'm sort of hanging in between.
All right. So Edith and Philip go in to speak with Sylvia. As you come around into the living room proper, and now you can see Sylvia sitting in her chair. You see Sylvia sitting in her chair, except there is a perfect circle cut from just above her eyebrows, right around her ears, and all the way back around. So a perfect circle all the way around. The top of her skull is missing, and it's hollow inside of her head, and even her eyeballs are missing. Each of you, please make a sand roll.
I pass.
Lose 1. You know what? No, I'm sorry. Lose. If you pass,
For
lose
both
1.
of us.
Huh?
I mean, this is a very specific kind of trauma for both of us in different ways.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Also lose 1. Did you pass, Philip?
I rolled a 5 insanely.
Oh, super good.
Yeah.
So you each only lose 1, and you also notice the throw rug in front of the chair. As you look at the throw rug, it's actually the other dog, Daisy, except Daisy has been disassembled, and so you see all of her skeletal structure laid out perfectly on the floor, right next to a intact primary nervous system has also been laid out on the floor. Her flesh has been flayed open and laid out like a rug, and all the little bits and pieces and 2 eyeballs sitting in front by her snout. Each of you, please make a sand roll for seeing the dog.
Pass.
Lose 1.
I know 4.
Lose 1.
Bad time for these necessary critical successes.
So there's Sylvia in her chair with no brain, no eyes, no top of the skull. It's just gone. And there's the dog fully disassembled and laid out neatly.
I'm just like backing away in horror and screaming, so I know Dr. Long's hearing me.
Okay. You stumble and fall over some furniture.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Long, you hear Edith scream and fall.
What's the matter? As I very stupidly enter the house.
Long, you don't have a flask on you or anything.
No, I'm afraid I don't.
There's what is to be seen here is it's difficult to prepare you for. Miss Thomas's mother has been killed, as has the other dog, which has also been dissected in a manner that is very scientific looking, very disturbing. The English no longer has a brain. It's as though it was consumed by a ghoul. So if you want to look anyway.
You know what? I've seen exposed brain before. I don't care to see it again.
So this time you back out.
We found the other dog's been accounted for. I'll take Edith outside, taking care not to look.
Okay. Edith, once outside, you just absolutely upchuck anything that you've eaten that day.
Baxter.
Yes.
You gotta look in the house. You gotta try to find her journals or something. If she kept them. We gotta know when she encountered whatever the hell fell from the sky. Whoever else might be out there.
Ms. Thomas, was your mother a person who kept a diary or a journal as a rule?
Keeper, did you?
You don't think so, but you're not 100% sure.
I don't know.
There might be other correspondence. Also, if she's been feeding those things for a while, there'll be receipts or bills. Yes. I'll see if I can find anything of import in the cabin, and also look for any marks of who did this. You know, it's impossible to eviscerate a dog without blood spilling somewhere, and so on.
And there is no blood. There's no blood on the floor.
Yeah, it's very much like a surgical situation, right? Like some very civilized actors were studying her and her dog. Yeah, I'm going to look in the house. You two should discuss how we deal with the evidence when we're done. I don't know that we want the civil authorities to treat your mother like a specimen, etc. I'm sorry. I'll look around.
Why wouldn't we want to call the authorities to catch the person who did this?
I'm sorry. Of course. Do you think that this was done by a person, like a regular human being?
What on earth else could have done this?
Not anything on earth would have done this. But if you think of, Michelangelo, for example, the reason that the David is such an astonishing sculpture is because he performed so many autopsies on cadavers that he knew every sinew and joint intimately. Daisy in there is like a perfect anatomical study of performed by something that didn't know what dogs were like inside.
Or some crazy person?
Crazy and very neat. So, I didn't see a tarpaulin anywhere on which Mr. Buffington has been told to bring the sheriff up to see about things. So if you'd like the local sheriff to deal with this, then we will just explain that we stopped in and found things as they are. I wonder if it's the best choice, but I'll leave it to you. If you don't, yes.
Did Dimitri have any association with Silas Patterson that you can recall?
They knew each other in Providence.
Yeah, who was the first to contact the Russians and bring them into the society?
Philip Baxter.
Philip Baxter.
But you don't recall, you don't have a memory of that.
Yeah. I mean, everyone at Tuesday Academy knew each other. I don't know that there was a particular association. If Ms. Thomas, you have no objection to me looking through your mother's things.
No, it's fine.
Thank you.
Fine.
You do a very thorough search of the house. It's not very big, and you don't find any diary, journal, notations, nothing like that. Those of you who are outside, Edith and Dr. Long, you guys may each also make spot hiddens.
34 is a pass.
You're kind of pacing around, just kind of, trying to burn off some pent-up energy after this horrific discovery as you're waiting on Professor Baxter to finish his search of the interior of the shack. As you're walking around outside, each of you noticed some strange tracks in the ground. Each of you may make a natural world.
Insectoid or crab-like, perhaps?
No.
04. That is an extreme success.
It does seem to, strangely, here in the mountains, it does seem to have crustacean-like appearances, but not it's of a scale that would be unheard of for a crustacean, and that's ridiculous for some kind of marine life to be here in the mountains.
I would agree with that. It would be ridiculous if it wasn't for the fact that I sacrificed a friend of mine in a dream place as some god at a lake. So I don't know, giant crustaceans out here in the mountains. It's even feeling a little too plausible. Philip. Edith, come take a look at this.
What is it? I don't.
Look, these marks. They look like. Well, they kind of look like it's some kind of giant lobster of all things.
Are there any like dog tracks around these strange prints?
There are lots of dog tracks, Sylvia's tracks, all kind of overlaid and intermixed, but these crustacean tracks seem to be a little more upper layered. They seem to be on top of anything else. And
this is in sandy mud.
Not too muddy, but soft earth. Yeah.
What's the how do they go? What's the gait? How cats walk in snow through their own paw prints ahead so that they look like a biped, and if it's a four-legged creature, it might have a splay.
It is incredibly difficult to tell because this seems so alien. It's impossible to know, is this a biped, a quadruped? Is it, one or many creatures?
And given that we know how much a Doberman weighs and how much Mrs. England weighed, does this creature look like it's heavier?
It does seem heavier. It does seem, if all things being equal, it's probably much larger than a man.
And there's like some slight impression that these feet might be clawed as well. It's hard to make out. Definitely crustacean, though.
Crustacean-like. Who knows what the Sisquatch has feet like? Just because Zeno thought that they have bare feet, not bare feet.
I don't know about any. Don't know the exact details of whatever they saw out there, but this.
Yeah, I would only say they're footprints because of how they're located. They don't look like,
because they're on the ground.
Yeah.
I think
something made them in wet soil.
And I think as you guys are pondering this after the wake of the horrific discovery you've made, the background music intoning doom and mystery begins to swell as the camera fades to black and this particular episode comes to an end.
Swell. Our players included Morgan Llewellyn, Holly Buteau, Stuart Lively, Josh Harwood, David Gasway, and myself with John Hook as the keeper of the secrets. We have a Discord server where you can chat with our other members, you can set up private games, and you can learn the finer arts of gameplay and game mastering. There's a link below. We're currently producing up to 4 shows a week with music and sound effects added in post-production in order to create a richer listener experience. We provide audio-only versions of our shows, free for you to download from Podbean or iTunes. The costs involved with the show are provided almost entirely by our patrons. Without them, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. If you would like to help support our show, please visit our Patreon account. Just $1 to a month helps us a lot. You can find a link in the description below. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel, and punch the bell icon for updates on our latest shows, and leave us some comments. We enjoy reading them and answer any questions you might have. This is Tom Rayleigh, together with all the members of our gaming club, inviting you to journey with us once again into the darkness for another adventure in the universe of H.P. Lovecraft and the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. Until next time, good luck, good gaming.